Welcome to Workstyle Stories, because life changes and every life is different. This week we're talking about traveling, being in different parts of the world, the cultures that you experience there and the cultures that you experience online as well. And talking to me about her Workstyle story is Anna. Anna, welcome to Workstyle Stories. Hi.
Hello, thank you.
So Anna, before we get into all of that, and I'm really excited to talk about it with you, would you mind just telling me a little bit about who you are, where you are, and what you do?
So I'm Anna, I'm Brazilian, and I've lived in Portugal for 2.5 years now with my husband and my almost 1-year-old baby, Maria. I'm originally an architect and I love working with people, numbers, and spreadsheets mostly, but I like to make things happen. And maybe that's why even in architecture, I always worked with project management and construction sites.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So that's a broad set of skills that you've got, and obviously within a passion area for architecture. So what took you from Brazil to Portugal 2.5 years ago?
So in Brazil, I had my own architecture office, my own company for almost 10 years. And I was used to being my own boss and making my own schedules, prioritizing what was important to me. I was happy with my work life. I was happy with my life and my work balance. But I was kind of stuck there, and the world is too big and full of places and opportunities and experiences and love and richness. So me and my husband both are pilgrims, and we love to travel and to walk, and we love Camino de Santiago. So we decided to move to Portugal to live closer to the Camino, and that's why we came here. And then when we arrived in Portugal, I thought it would be easier to find a job, but it was not exactly what I found here. Here I found an extremely closed and conservative work market with few opportunities, at least in my area. I don't know if it's like this for every areas, and especially for foreigners. And in addition, I had decided to take a master's degree. So I had a very tight schedule of classes, and a traditional work from 9 to 5 would never fit my classes schedule at university. So it's quite a big challenge at the beginning.
Yeah, so even though initially you were talking about wanting or trying to find a traditional job and finding that difficult, actually that probably wouldn't have worked alongside the studies that you wanted to do anyway. And obviously culturally it felt difficult to break into the work environment. I can imagine that moving to a new country must be very difficult to find your way into that and to connect your way through to work opportunities, particularly when you've got studies you want to do as well. Yeah. So, but it sounds to me like you're quite entrepreneurially minded anyway. I mean, you started your own architectural practice in Brazil, so you're obviously naturally comfortable being independent and kind of your own boss, as you talked about. So what did you do then in response to finding that things were harder to break into when you moved to Portugal? How did you adapt to that, and what have you done since?
So at the beginning, I continued working at my company in Brazil, but remotely. But the kind of projects and clients that I had there was not that easy to keep this work being far. With my sister there at the beginning, it kind of worked, but then she had other projects, and I started looking for a job here. Brazil and Portugal are relatives, in cultures because we were colonized by them at the beginning. But it's Europe and it's South America, and it's all different at the end. And even the language that should be the same, it's not. And I found it quite difficult until I found Workstyle and Huxley, and it fits so well with my desires, my goals, and all the work style that I seek it and look it for all my life, actually. So it allowed me to do what I love and what I'm good at, as well as living cheerfully abroad and traveling a lot and going to Santiago whenever I wanted to, and taking care of Maria, my baby, working in the night if I want to, or in the weekends, or sleep until the time that I want to, and enjoy my life in the way that make me happiest.
That's fantastic. And so obviously you've made a big departure from Brazil to Portugal and the way of life there that you have your own personal motivations for doing. Do you also travel, quite a bit while you're in Portugal? Is that kind of part of your life, what makes you happy? And so you get around, and I guess that's an interesting thing, in that you can take your talent with you wherever you go, right? So you talk about being multi-talented. It doesn't matter whether you're doing it in Brazil or Portugal or anywhere else that you should choose to visit, which I think is.
And I also found that being in contact with so many people from so many different cultures also helped me to develop my talents. If I was stuck in Brazil, maybe I shouldn't have discovered many different things that I could do besides what I did. So I know that I am a multi-talented person. I'm glad. I'll be honest, but I'm very grateful because I think that I discovered much more talents because of this opportunity of being in contact with so many different people from all over the world.
And do you say that through being able to work online, so being part of a remote working community, that means that you're able to connect with and work with so many different people? Yeah, and I think that's another interesting side of this, which is, of course, that you will be able to take that working culture with you when you travel, as well as your talent. So it almost doesn't matter where you are geographically or necessarily what the working culture is in that environment, if you're able to collaborate online. And then what that means is that you end up with a geographically and culturally diverse group of people who work together, but who you can take with you wherever you go, which suddenly changes the perception again around where and when we can work, and how easy or difficult that is in this environment. I mean, it's an interesting thought that I've never really considered before, but which I think your story really helps me to understand better. And I think I'd be really excited for you if you were to make another move in the future, to feel like you knew that you would be able to take your work with you, and that culturally that would stay the same. Wi-Fi permitting, of course.
Yes, I feel that I can live anywhere.
Yeah, fantastic. Anna, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's been absolutely brilliant getting to know you. We've been Workstyle Stories, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.